Welcome to lesson 4, personal safety.
In this lesson, we're going to show you a couple of swimming and rescue skills and a little bit of first aid.
G'day guys, Brett Dowker coming to you from North Burleigh Beach, the beautiful North Burleigh. Today we're just going to talk about a few tips to do with surf safety and try and help out those new learner surfers as they go about their business. So once you turn up at the beach, and it doesn't matter what kind of venue you're at, you really want to take a little bit of time just to survey the surrounds and get a bit of a feel for what the conditions are doing that particular day. And you really want to just take the time to check the tide and even watch those surfers that are in the water at the moment. You'll see they might drift to the left or to the right. The good thing once you're in the water is just to pick a landmark up on the beach, be it a tall tree or a building, and keep that as a reference check while you are in the water doing your learn to surf. If you were to get into trouble, there's a couple of basic things you need to know. Number one, never ever panic. I know that's more easily said than done, but if there's a situation where you're having to get caught in a rip and you're moving out to sea a little bit further from your comfort zone, try not to panic. You'll conserve a lot more energy if you just float on your back and just sort of lull there, just treading water. And the universal signal for assistance is just to raise one arm above the head and just signal like so, obviously back towards the beach or towards the instructors, hoping to grab someone's attention, be it a lifesaver or a lifeguard. And just a safety concept to talk about, guys, you should never surf alone. If you get a chance to surf with a buddy or a group of 3, always buddy up. I'd probably even suggest that 3 people's better than 2. That way, if one person does get in trouble, one can stay with them and the third person can go and seek some assistance and some help. If you do receive a cut or a laceration, your best bet is to return to shore as soon as possible. You really don't want to be left out in the water with a bleeding gash. And upon returning to shore, your best advice is elevation and pressure. So apply pressure to the wound to try and close off and to stem the bleeding. And if it's on an area where you can elevate it, hold it up so that there's less blood that's going to be pumped to that particular area. Extremes of cold and extremes of heat will affect your performance. So you need to make sure if you're surfing in cold water, just be very conscious of rubbering up, wearing a good wetsuit, keeping nice and warm, and when you start to lose that feeling of comfort and getting too cold, possibly return to shore and maybe surf a couple of times through the day in shorter periods rather than sort of go for the long 1 or 2 hour haul and suffer the effects of hypothermia. Obviously slip, slop, slap and wrap, pair of sunnies and covering up, 30 plus sunscreen. The glare factor off the sand and off the ocean is a big issue and you will dehydrate, so make sure that you take in plenty of fluid and you got a good lathering of sunscreen on there to prevent you suffering any kind of sunburn and extremes of hypothermia.
So now we've taught you a couple of swimming and rescue skills and a little bit of first aid.
Next lesson will be surf hazards.